hello everybody, this is Mark, and I've got a set of cards that I'm going to be working with, and this is Joanne. She's logged on for a reading. We have had about another 11 people register saying that they want to get readings, so they may appear during the session, but until they do, it's just me and Joanne. So Joanne, I'm just going to put you down. I'll bring you back up in a second, but I'm just going to give a wee bit of update and news. So if you bear with me. So everybody, you may or may not have been following the sections that Devi and I have been doing on Wednesdays, but just want to give you a little bit of an update. This Saturday, myself and my wife were out filming for one of the other programs that we do in the Marc Stuart Network, Walks with Mark and Ying. That's my wife. This was at Edinburgh Castle. So we're filming Edinburgh Castle for a video that will be going out probably in the next month or two. Now, you may or may not be aware of something that happened very, very recently. We know that we have the Kelpies in Scotland. Now, essentially, the Kelpies are some fairly large statues of the spiritual Kelpies, and Falkirk Council, which manage the Kelpies, advertised to get some ideas for promotion. Now, Iron Brew, I'll come to them in a second, are a company, and they suggested putting horns on the two Kelpies. Now, the Kelpies are 30 meters tall, just to give you an indication of scale. They're actually the world's largest metal statue structures of horses. Now, these horns would convert them into unicorns. Now, the idea is to convert them once a year on Unicorn Day, because unicorns are the national creatures of Scotland, whereas Kelpies are fairly nasty. Now, Iron Brew themselves have been running an advert. Now, you'll see from this advert what they do. So let me just run the advert.
At the glue factory. My name's Kelly, and I'm a unicorn tear farmer for Iron Brew Extra's new legendary flavours. We practice traditional techniques here to get the tears flowing. There's your classic slagging. You're just a trumped-up horse with a horn. No one believes in you, and your teeth are massive. But we also collect tears of joy here. You can do a shampoo ad with that. Everyone wants to ride you. Your horn's looking good. And when all else fails, we bring out the tearjerkers. Titanic. Classic. That's it, Jack. Down you go. No room for you. Delicious. Tastes like rainbows and joy. We Stardust is one of our best techniques. Get it? Yeah. You big pink donkey.
Russell T. Davis is coming back, right?
So let me just kill that. Now, Iron Brew is a soft drink which actually outsells Coca-Cola. So Scotland, as well as holding all its other world records, is the only place that has a national drink, soft drink, that outsells the Coke. Now, the bit about the news is while Ying and I were at Edinburgh Castle, in the shop, we saw Rock, which was Iron Brew flavoured. Now, I've got some bars here, and I'm not going to eat one, but trust me, it did actually taste like Iron Brew. And don't ask me to explain what Iron Brew is, because it's a unique Scottish flavour. You have to be here to taste it. So, we've got somebody else joining us for a reading. So, hello, Ines.
Hello.
And this is Joanne. I'm just going to leave the two of you up, since there's only two of you for the readings.
Okay.
Now, the way this is going to work, I use multiple cameras as advertised. So let me just go and get the settings properly done. Let me change position and get the other cameras working. So the way this works, that was my Iron Brew Rock that I was just referring to. This is our pack of cards, so you can see me drawing them. This is the first card, which I'm not giving a reading from this card, but as I give the reading, you'll be able to see the card. So it's a complete experience in one. And let me just alter that slightly so that you can see the card as we do the readings. And we will also bring ChatGPT into this. So bear with me for 1 second while I just get that working. Bear with me for 1 second. It's decided to hide. There it is. So I will essentially put the card that we're talking about up here, and we will get a very short description of said card. So, ladies, who wants to go first?
Agnes, why don't you go first? I said first.
Okay, Ines. I think you're both going to get more than one reading, so let's shuffle the cards. I'm not very good at shuffling at an angle like this, so bear with me. And I will cut the card and take a card. Okay, so I will show you the card in 2 seconds, but let me just type that in here. And we shall see who she is. Okay, so let me just type her name in. So it's Labyrinth Cox, who I have never heard of. So let's see who she is. So Labyrinth Cox was born in 1972 as an American actress of LGBTQ advocate who gained prominence for her role as Sophia Burzett on the Netflix series Orange is the New Black. She made history as the first openly transgender person nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award in an acting category and the first to win a Daytime Emmy as an executive producer. Beyond acting, Cox has produced impactful documentaries like Disclosure, highlighting transgender representations in the media. She remained active in entertainment and activism. Cox's feminist advocacy emphasizes intersectionality, addressing the overlapping issues of gender rights and identity, influenced by figures like bell hooks. She has been vocal about the unique challenges faced by transgender women, particularly women of color. Her work underscores the importance of inclusive feminism in that region and uplifts diverse experiences. Okay. So let's get back to the big screen. Let's try and, can you see the card okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do the mediumship routine then. Right. The spirit is appearing to me as quite elderly, but looking very much like this woman. The hair is obviously a lot older. Grey hair, not silver grey. I can see you yourself have long hair, and you've actually got a very similar face to this woman. So somebody related to you who's crossed over to the other side, female. I find elderly women age difficult to judge because I know women in their 60s that look as though they're 80, and I know women in their 80s that look as though they're 60. But if my best guess, let's go halfway. She's certainly in her 70s when she's passed, maybe older. It's the hair is not solid grey. It's sort of shades of grey, if that makes sense. You know how you get dark hair that's going grey? She's had dark hair like yourself, which has gone light grey as she's got older and as it's greyed. Very much a round face like yourself. Don't take this the wrong way, but you've got quite a heavy nose. So does she. She's putting my hand up, and you've got your hand up as well, but this is my left hand. I think she had an issue with her left hand. Maybe rheumatism, because it's not appearing in the right hand. It's definitely the left hand. Does any of this make sense to you?
To whom?
Sorry.
Joanne or me?
Sorry, no, yourself, Ines.
No. I don't know no one with problems in her hands. Or I didn't knew anyone.
Think of it. It may not be a problem with the hand, but she's definitely drawing attention to the left hand. It's me that interpreted it as rheumatism, but she's moving my fingers as well. Maybe it's the reverse. Maybe she had a very strong hand, but something that you would remember about her left hand.
No, the only one that I know that is left-handed is my sister, but you are telling me that that person is dead, no?
No, this person is in spirit.
So, no, it's not her then. This one is alive.
Go back about 2 generations, so we'd be talking about grandparent level. Not
What
saying
color do you say the hair was, the person?
It's been dark, but it's going light grey as she's got older. So it's streakled. It's like, you know, she's got strands that are pure grey and she's got darker shades of grey. You know, she's had dark hair that's been going as she's got older, it's going grey. So like a sort of it's like a sort of pepper pot shades of, you know, different hair strands are different shades of grey. If you were standing from the distance, it would look quite grey. As you got closer, it would get lighter. It would get lighter.
The only ones that I knew was an aunt and my grandma, but they weren't gray hair. One was white and the other one was like yellowish. So who knows which one it is?
It doesn't necessarily have to be it doesn't necessarily have to be a grandparent. It's just somebody at that age level.
Okay.
You know, it could be an aunt, it could be a family friend, but you definitely knew them. This is somebody that you knew. It's me that's saying they're related to you because they've got the same shape of face that you've got. You've got quite a round face.
Mm-hmm. Is short or straight or curly hair?
Long, straight. Maybe down to about here. So I mean, it's not long hair like yourself. It's shorter than your hair.
Oh, wait, maybe I have someone. Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's see if we can get a bit more evidence. She's showing me a hat, which is quite an unusual hat for a woman. It's the kind of hat I would have expected a man to wear. It's not a cowboy's hat, but it's shaped like a cowboy's hat, if that makes sense. It's a sort of woolen knitted hat, but it's quite stiff. But it's, you know, it's got the sort of pointed and the bit, you know, the sort of, you know the cowboy hat you see in cowboys and Indians.
Yep.
It's that kind of hat, but it's like a knitted material that it's made of. But it's stiff. It's stiff, if that makes sense.
But it's not exactly like a cowboy like this. It's just straight up.
No. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, it's just. I'm just trying to describe it. It's an unusual hat to describe. But, you know, it's sort of shaped that way. It's got a round bit, not curved. You know, it's not the sort of 100% cowboy, but it's got a sort of bit down the middle, indent in the top. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think I have seen someone.
So can you accept who this person is?
Kind of could be a cousin. That's the only one that I have seen that I used to see with hats.
And she is on the other side. Let me see if I can get a bit more. Would the grey hair fit her? Would she be that kind of age?
Yes, dark grayish and
Yeah.
short too.
Okay, she's showing me something else now, just to try and get a final confirmation. Shoes, but they're a kind of, it's like a kind of, it's not the kind of shoes I would expect a woman to wear. They're like men's boots. Now, it might be symbolic, but they're sort of rounded boots, not feminine shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly walking shoes, let's put it that way.
Uh-huh.
Again,
So
does that make sense?
Then that will be that. Now we are getting to another person now, because it will be
Okay,
my father's son, that she was short hair too. Mm-hmm.
So
and she
again,
used to wear hats
uh-huh,
and that kind of shoes that you are talking about.
and the hair fits as well.
They had short hair. She was always wearing like a, how do you say, bun? So
Yeah,
but it was just a little bit of hair. Mm-hmm.
But the length of the hair would be right.
Could be,
just the way that she's
yeah,
wearing
because it was
right.
It was a little bit of hair.
Okay. Let's just see if we can get another bit of evidence to tie her down. She wore glasses. Maybe just
Yes.
reading glasses, but she's definitely showing me glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So would that tie in with the second person you think it is?
If we put together the three things that you have told me, glasses, shoes, hat, then I'm talking about a person that died very long time ago.
But she is in spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. She's nodding. She's nodding when you said yes. So you're happy to take a message from her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you understand, going back to the card, a pink dress?
Go back to the card.
Right, I'm looking at the card. She's drawing my attention to the card.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that stands out in the card is the pink dress. Can you understand something going on in your life just now? It might be symbolic, the color pink. Does that make sense?
The only thing that I can remember pink, it was a dress that I wanted when I was little, but I didn't get quite what I wanted. That's the only.
Think about that. Okay, think about that. So what you won, you were in a competition. If you won something, you were in a competition. Does that make sense?
That if I won the dress in a competition.
You said that you won when I said
I
the
won
pink.
it.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
Yes. So
no,
you were. Am I misinterpreting what you're saying?
I wanted a dress for me, but they gave me something different. It was pink, but no the thing that I wanted.
Okay. So when you won it, were you in a competition?
No.
Okay. Explain how you won it then. What was happening?
No, I wanted my mom to make me a pink dress. But instead of using the fabric that I wanted, she bought something more cheaper, and then it looked like a curtain. So it was sad.
Okay, so you didn't. So I'm trying to understand what I'm humming.
Want, W-A-N-T. I want it.
You wanted it.
Yes, that thing. I am
right. Okay. Understand. Sorry, I thought you said you'd won it. Okay.
No.
Right. Okay. So it's symbolic then. So can you understand something in your life just now that you want? You seriously want, but there's something stopping you getting it. Something that you want to do, someplace you want to go.
That's what she was trying to tell me.
I'm trying to interpret what she's trying to tell me. She gave me the pink, which had a meaning for you. I misinterpreted what you were saying. So she's showing me something that means something to you, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanted this pink dress when you were a child. That's symbolic to you. So I'm asking the question, is there something in your life just now that you want, and there's something blocking you from getting it.
Maybe, yes.
Right.
I am blocking myself.
Okay. Don't feed the medium, because I'm trying to get more evidence from the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Does this involve study, like education, studying something?
Think in general about life. Like
She's showing me a textbook. She's showing me a textbook now. A really old-fashioned textbook.
Check. Like, it would be like this. That's a textbook or
Yeah,
not?
a textbook, yes. So the textbook that is the thing that you want, something that you're wanting to study.
Yeah, to finish my GD.
And is there something stopping you? Something blocking you? I don't mean yourself, I mean something, an event or something that is stopping you. She's showing me you in a car, and this is symbolic. She's showing me you in a car with your foot on the brake. But it's not you stopping yourself. There's something in front of the car that you're having to put the brake on to stop crashing into. But this is connected to the textbook and the studying. So it's symbolic, it's not literal. So can you understand something ahead of you that you're having to stop your studying to avoid?
I stopped studying because they weren't teaching anything. So instead of teaching what the subject, they were talking about other things. So I decided not to continue. Wasn't
Right.
getting what I needed.
Okay. Is there an online course that you could do?
Sorry, I didn't hear you well.
Is there an online course that you could do?
Yeah.
And have you been thinking about it?
Yep.
And again, something's been stopping you doing it. Can you understand that? So
Yeah.
you're hesitating.
No, I understand that.
So you understand you're hesitating.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is it financial? Is it money? Is it the cost?
No.
She's showing me, the spirit is showing me a purse. Does that have some symbolic meaning to you, a purse, connected to your decision or your hesitation? It's again, coming back to the color, it's that the purse is the color pink. It's like a big woman's purse, colored pink. And it's closed. Does that have some symbolic meaning for you?
No, maybe it was the only pink that I remember is a backpack that I used to have when I was little. So that's it.
Okay, think of the backpack. Does that have any, can you think of anything that happened with your backpack that stopped you doing something? Like maybe going somewhere or going on a course or going on a trip or going to a school trip. Was there some time that you were going to, you wanted to go on a school trip with your backpack and your parents or somebody stopped you? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And does that being stopped, the circumstances of that, does that have anything to do with you hesitating to doing the online course?
Could be possible.
And can you understand the spirit saying, do it? Whatever it was that's stopping you, put it aside and just do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
Like that I have to go forward. Doesn't matter the fear.
So it's fear that's stopping you.
It's that I'm a perfectionist. So I want to get 100 in the test, no less. So I am always trying to, I need to do this, I need to do this. So there are 4 tests. I already passed 3, but there is one that I am still holding on because I want it to be perfect. So yeah,
Okay.
I think maybe that's it.
Just laughing at that, and just a very simple direct message. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to pass. Once you're qualified, once you've got a client or a customer or whatever, they're not going to look back and say, what was your score? They're just going to say, have you got the qualification? You wave the qualification at them, and that's all you need.
Mhm.
Can I leave that with you?
Okay.
Okay, Joanne, your turn. And I'm not good at shuffling. Let's see which one of these cards is going to come forward. Okay. All right. Well, you've got one right here. Let me just put this back on. So you've got Pussy Riot. Even I've heard of them. So, Pussy Riot is the Russian feminist protest and performance art collection founded in Moscow 2011. Known for their guerrilla-style punk performances, the group gained international attention in 2012 after staging a protest against President Vladimir Putin in Moscow Cathedral of the Christ the Savior. The act led to the arrest and imprisonment of members Nedrazi, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Maria, and I'm sorry, and I'm not even going to try that one, on charges of hooliganism motivated by religious hatred. Their trial and sentencing sparked global debates on freedom of expression and human rights in Russia. Pussy Riot's feminist politics are deeply rooted in anti-authoritarianism, LGBTQ rights, and opposition to patriarchal struggles influenced by movements like Riot Girl and theorists such as Judith Butler. They utilize performance art to challenge societal norms and advocate for gender equality. Despite facing legal repercussions and state opposition, the collective continues to be active, using their platform to protest against political representation and to promote feminist ideals, both within Russia and internationally. Okay. Now, this is going to be strange, but I'm being drawn to the two faces at the back of the card. Can you understand a man and a woman together? Must be a married couple who you didn't know very well. I get the feeling if they're grandparents, can you understand your two sets of grandparents? Can you understand one set that you either never met or you only knew as a young child, so you don't have good memories of? I don't mean bad memories. I mean you just don't remember them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So think about those grandparents. Let's see what evidence I can get. You heard stories about them when you were growing up. Like your parents talked about them constantly. I get the feeling that they did leave some money to your parents or to whichever child. Obviously, they would leave the money to your mother or father. But your parents, when you were very young, got a big cash injection from them from their estate. And the money helped your mum and dad to buy a house, or it got them out of financial difficulties. Does that make sense?
Um,
I mean, you would have been very, very young. what I'm seeing is like a big car, like going from a small car to a big car, or a small room to a big room. So it must have been enough money to have a significant impact to your parents when you were still very young.
I'm gonna have to say no, or I'm not aware of it.
Okay, let's see what else we can get. Oh, this is really weird. What they're showing me is a plastic bucket. Like a plastic pail, not a bucket, a pail. You know the sort of thing that's got a white plastic, it's like a plastic handle, and it's a big, I'm calling it a bucket, it's not a bucket, it's a pail. Kind of thing that you would fill up with water and throw it empty into the garden.
Yes. Yes.
Can you understand one of those being associated with your grandparents for some reason? It might be symbolic. It might be that they had a garden, that you remember the garden.
Yes. Yes.
Because what they're showing me now, I mean, in terms of age or size, the thing dwarfs, well, I mean, you're bigger than the bucket, but you're not big enough to pick the bucket up.
Okay. Yes.
So sort of you're sort of that age when they've passed, or when you've got memories of them. Do you have a memory of actually trying to help them, actually trying to work in their garden with this pail? Like it's like it's full of water, and as a very young child, you're trying to pick it up and carry it into the garden, but you can't pick it up. It's so heavy with the water in it in proportion to you.
Yeah, I don't have that memory, no.
Okay. Maybe there's a photo of it. Is there a photo of you as a young child with this bucket? Like in the garden, snapshots that have been taken of the garden. I mean, it must be I mean, I don't know how old you are, but you look like a similar age to myself. So it's going to be a black and white photograph or a very, very early color style photograph. We're not talking digital cameras.
Okay. No.
Is there a big photo album of old style photos lying around your house somewhere?
Yeah.
When was the last time you looked at it?
Oh, years ago.
Once we're finished, go and dig it out and look through it. You're going to find, maybe I've misinterpreted what the photo is, but there's a photo in there, either of them with the bucket or you with the bucket. Or the bucket is certainly in the photo.
Okay.
Or the pail. Let's call it a pail, not a bucket. But for some reason, they keep I know it's a pail, but they keep putting the word bucket in my head. I don't know where that's coming from, but they're putting that in my head for some reason.
I don't want to feed you, but I kind of feel like I want to tell you.
But does it make sense to you?
Yes, now in present day.
And can you understand how that would be associated with the couple, but with your grandparents? There's I don't know what it is, but there's something about this bucket stroke pail that you can link to them in some way, or some sort of association. They're not letting it go. They're not going to let me let go of this.
It could apply to both grandparents, sets of grandparents, but I'm going with one because you mentioned garden.
Uh-huh.
And the other grandparents I didn't know at all. Never knew them at all.
Is it possible we've got both parents? Is it possible we've got all four? Because I'm getting both. I'm getting the garden and I'm getting the pale. The ones that you knew, did they still pass when you were a child? An older child, obviously, because you've got memories of them.
Yes.
Right, so you can understand all four. Right, that maybe explains why I've got all four of them, and I can't get much stronger than that. They've all passed when you were a child.
The ones that I didn't know at all, they one passed before I was born, and the grandmother passed when I was in my teens, but I had no interaction with them whatsoever.
Right, okay, so that explains. Okay. Are you happy to just accept I've got all four of them?
Yes, yes.
Right. Can you understand something going on just now with your hands? Not illness, but something that you're trying to do with your hands. Does that make sense? Suddenly, I can't stop clenching my fingers like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I say, it doesn't feel like illness. Is it exercise? Are you trying to do some sort of exercise with your hands? Or I've now got them in fists. You don't look like the kind of person that's going to be doing fisticuff fighting with your fists, but
No.
it's not symbolic. It is your hands.
Okay.
It's physical. You can understand it. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Do you have a silver pen? An old-fashioned, either fountain or ballpoint silver. I mean, a very decorative pen.
I'm trying to think. Decorative pen.
Metallic, silver. Not literal silver, but sort of colored, metallic silver.
I have not silver metal, no. Not decorative, no. I have a metal pen, yes. Nothing decorative.
Is it something that you would, I mean, it's not something that you would write with on a regular basis? Maybe it's not that pen, but can you understand, if it's not your pen, can you understand a metallic silver pen, decorative pen that you're not writing with? Or somebody around you that's got that kind of pen that you're aware of?
Yes.
What's the connection between the pen and your hand? I mean, apart from the fact you would write with it, is there some sort of connection that you can make between this pen and what you're doing with your hands?
Yes.
Is it a person? Is it another person that you associate with the pen?
Yes.
That you also do something with jointly with your hands, like an exercise or a therapist or...
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Have you had a conversation, and is it a man? This other person?
I'm sorry? Say again?
The person that we're talking about with the pen,
Yes.
is it a man?
Is it a man? No.
Is it, okay, is the female masculine? Can you understand why I'm getting a masculine? Or have you been talking with this other woman about a man? Just suddenly got a man coming into my head for some reason.
Yes. Yes.
Right, okay. Is the man, is the interest in the man, and I'm not saying love or anything like that, but the connection or interest, is it the other woman that's got the connection to this man, or was talking about this man, asking you for advice?
Absolutely.
And did you give advice, or did you step back and say you didn't want to give the advice?
I did give the advice.
I get the feeling the other person didn't take the advice. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Like they sort of like said, oh yes, 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 and then but you knew from the conversation, or they said afterwards that they totally disagree or they weren't going to follow your advice. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Right. Very direct message from all four grandparents. Do not follow through. Like, don't give your opinion. Just step back from it. Because you're right. Whatever your opinion was, they say that you gave the right advice or the right, and it is going to blow up in the other person's face, whatever it was you were talking about. That if you keep saying, I told you so, or if you keep advising about it, you're going to get the blame.
Okay.
Like it's like the other person is going to get extremely hurt. Like you're predict. It's like you've said if you do this, this is going to happen. It is going to happen. But if you keep reminding the person that you said, or that you know what I mean, when it
Right.
happens, the person's just going to associate you with the bad feelings, and you're going to get the blame for it. So zip your lips, step back, and that's extremely difficult given the circumstances, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Well, for your own self-preservation and for the preservation of your friendship with this other person, unless they're demanding your opinion, and even if they are, just say to them, look, you know my opinion, and just leave it at that.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's not worth it blowing up in your face.
No, certainly not. Nope.
Okay? Can I leave that one with you?
Thank you.
Okay. Ines, do you want me to try again?
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Okay. Another name this one I do not recognize. Jirin Greer. I'm not gonna bother to type them up. So can you understand? I know that's a female in the card, but can you understand a man in spirit?
Can I understand what?
A man in spirit, aged when he passed early to mid-30s. At least that's what he looks like.
And he's a spirit too.
Yes, someone who's crossed over.
Mm.
So when he crossed over, he looks as though he was early to mid-30s. I may have the age wrong, but he looks, because they show me pictures of them, or when you knew him, he looks early to mid-30s.
How does he look like?
Very short hair, dark brownish hair, but very short. Quite casually dressed. He's showing me I'm in a t-shirt and jeans, trainers, so average build, not particularly big, not small, quite broad shoulders, quite muscular shoulders. Drawing attention to his head, he either died with a knock to the head, or there was some sort of condition in the head. I've got extreme pain in my head, headaches.
Mm.
I don't know if that's been a medical condition, or if he's died in a car crash or died from a blow to the head. But like I say, extreme headache and the extreme pain in the head.
His hair is straight or curly?
Sorry, say again?
The hair is straight or curly?
Yeah. No. Short, dark brown hair. If you can imagine me not looking so bald. I do have hair, but I comb it over my head. He's got quite straight hair. If he grew it longer, I don't know whether it would be wavy, but he's got it cut very short, so it's difficult to tell. If he grew it longer, I don't know.
Maybe I have someone who died young.
Let me see if I can get a bit more. He's shown me him putting a jacket on top of the t-shirt. Sort of like a sports style jacket, a very casual jacket, but he's putting a jacket on. Dark coloured. The jacket's dark blue, dark Royal Navy style blue, but very, very dark. I could almost say almost a black, but I don't think it's quite black. It's Royal Navy, very dark blue.
I knew I had a brother, he died, but I don't know, maybe is he, maybe not. That's the only person there.
Don't feed the medium with stuff like he was my brother, but he smiled.
Okay.
It's okay. He smiled when you said brother. When he died, was he about 10 years older than you? He just put the number 10 into my head for some reason.
I don't remember how old he was.
How old was
But
he?
he was,
Were you 10 when he died?
I think a little bit less, because I barely remember him.
Okay, but would you say 9, 10, 11?
Somewhere like that.
Right. He just, like I say, he just put the number 10 into my head. So let me rephrase that. You were 9 in your 10th year. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you happy I've got your brother then?
And I am happy about what?
Do you accept that I've got your brother?
Yep.
Okay, let's see what he wants. Let's see what he wants to talk about. Do you eat sweets that, like mints? Do you eat tubes of, like, you know how you can buy tubes of mints? Like they come in packaging, like a long, you unwrap them and you take the mint out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you eat sweets like that?
Sometimes.
Have you had a packet very, very recently?
Well, it's not, you say hard candy, no?
Yeah, hard sort of candy, yes.
No, right now I haven't. It's just gum.
Say again?
Gum.
Yeah, okay, but not. Would they be in a tube?
Yeah, like long.
Yes. Okay, right. So it's not candy, it's gum. Okay. Do you have a loose tooth? Or do you have fillings in your teeth?
Yep.
Have you lost a filling by chewing on this gum in the past?
Yes, I had.
And has your dentist told you not to eat this gum?
Don't remember.
Because that's what your brother's saying. He's saying, eat this gum, you're going to lose your fillings, or a filling.
Okay.
Do you have a filling top right hand? I don't know what the terminology is, but the sort of top back here, a big filling.
In the end, like the last.
Sorry, say again.
So like here, you say, or where?
Yeah, sort of like here, about here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. If you eat this gum, you're going to lose this. If you eat a lot of this gum, you're going to lose this filling. When was the last time you were at the dentist?
Like 6 months ago.
So you're due for a dental checkup.
Mm-hmm.
Right, get them to look. I shouldn't diagnose because I'm not a dentist,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what your brother's showing me. Gum, dentist, losing your filling here. Now, I don't know if he's saying that you've got a loose filling or if he's saying not to eat the gum because you're going to lose your filling if you eat the gum, but that's what he's showing me. Can you remember when you were a little girl, before your brother passed, that he was telling you not to eat gum? Or he was giving you, like your parents said, don't eat gum, and your brother gave you the gum?
No, I don't. I just remember his shadow. That's the only thing that I remember about him.
Right. It's funny you should say that, because, right, we're looking at you is that your bedroom that you're sitting in?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have another room with a settee with a cover on it that matches the bed? So a red settee, or a settee that you've got a red cover that you can put on it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Have you done that recently in the past?
No.
Okay. Is the red cover in the same room as the settee?
No, it's in some place. It's next to the room.
Right. Okay. Maybe the cover's just symbolic then.
Mm-hmm.
Where the suitcase is with the red cover, have you had feelings when you walk? Is the suitcase near to a door?
Kinda.
Right. And when you go through that door, do you get a sort of shudder, just an emotional feeling?
Well, I am very emotional, so I never know.
Okay, but can you understand?
Yes, that if I
walking-
have a feeling when I walk past by between the door and the suitcase.
Yeah. Can you understand having a feeling like that very recently?
No.
All right, because your brother's telling me for some reason he's tapping you on the shoulder. And I don't know why, it's either the suitcase, the settee, or the red cover that he's showing me that's when he's tapping you on the shoulder. So maybe it's when you're sitting on the settee, maybe it's when you've got the red cover out or you're walking through the door. And you're just dismissing the feeling as emotions.
Mm.
Can you understand that?
Yep.
Well, don't. It's your brother trying to reach out to you. So when it happens, don't block it, just open yourself up to it.
Okay.
And don't dismiss the images that come into your head because he is trying to speak to you. Can you understand you being aware of this and blocking it, or subconsciously being aware of it and blocking it?
Yes, I am.
Right, well, don't, because your brother's trying to talk to you. Be open to it, be receptive to it. You'll be quite surprised what he's got to say. Okay?
Okay.
Can I leave you with that?
Yep.
Okay, Joanne, here we go again. Okay. So you've got somebody called Octavia Butler. So, can you understand a black person in spirit? And this is a man, not a woman.
Okay.
And it goes way back. Somebody you knew when you were at school. Not
Yeah.
saying it's a teacher, but that sort of time period.
Yes.
You may have known them later in life, but you certainly were closer to them when you were at school.
Yes.
And you always called them Mr. for some reason. Like you were never on first name terms with them. It was Mr. name. As a child would talk about, your whole family talked about this person. They're quite respectful. It's not a dismissive, but it was Mr. somebody, whatever his name was.
Okay. That's going to be somebody different. Let me think.
And whoever this person is, they smoked quite heavily.
Okay.
I'm almost going to say a chain smoker.
I can't think offhand right now, but it's possible.
Okay, let's see what else I can get. The sort of cloth cap men used to wear? They're not very fashionable anymore.
It's a cap?
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that I would have expected more in Britain than America.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if that's literal or if that's symbolic. It might be symbolic that he was British, or it might be literal that it's the cap. But it's the kind of cap in Britain that men, working class men, would wear around about the 1960s, 1970s, or earlier.
Okay.
Can you identify who this man is yet?
I'm thinking of one person, but I was a child.
Yeah, like I say, I was going back to your school age when you knew them.
Yeah.
So are you happy with who I've got, or do you need more?
Can you give me just a little bit more?
He's showing me a car, very dated, so 1970s style car. Remember the old Ford, what were they called? The Ford Escort.
Okay. All right. Got it. Yes.
Is that enough for you to identify this man?
Yes.
Right. He wants to talk about your car or somebody's car, but it must be very close to you because you're involved in the discussions about this car.
Okay.
Do you drive this is a silly question because all Americans drive big cars, but because I'm looking at this from British, but and I can't put it into terminology that you would understand because we've got different names for cars, but it's like an SUV or a Jeep, but it's not an SUV or a Jeep. It's just shaped like that. Does that make sense?
No, I don't have anything
Then it must be somebody close to you then.
Okay.
A neighbor. Do you have a neighbor that's got a car like this?
Yes.
Is that a man?
Yes. Two neighbors, yes.
And have they both got cars like this?
Yes.
Right. One of the cars is red. Or a shade close to red. Definitely if the car's not red, there's definitely the color red is associated with the car or the person.
Okay.
Does that identify who we're talking about?
I not straight away, no.
Is there a tree in the garden of one of these two cars? And it's an apple tree.
An apple tree?
A tree that, to me, it looks like an apple tree. I don't know why. I just get the feeling apple tree.
I'm sorry, not that I can see, no.
Okay, but there is a tree. Like one garden has one property has a tree at the front, one doesn't.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say apple tree, I just mean a big, sort of really big tree, sort of roundish like that, branches and leaves. And if it's not apples, it's definitely something that would grow in this tree. Maybe acorns, but to me, I don't know why. I'm associating it with apples.
Okay.
Maybe it's the man, or maybe it's the house. Have you been into the house?
No. Well, actually, one of them, yes. Yes.
You understand a bowl of apples then?
Yes.
And is it the same property with the tree?
It is. It's
right.
But not the car.
No. I'm getting different bits to try and tell me which property or which man. It's the man we're talking about and his car. They were just trying. You said that you had two cars, so they're just giving me the tree and the apples,
Right.
so that we can confirm who it is we're talking about.
Yes.
Right. So forget about the. Sorry, that was a shake of the head. Does that mean it doesn't make sense?
Yeah, I'm not making sense of it. No.
Right. The tree and the apples are just to identify who it is we're talking about. You've got two neighbours. They've each got a similar car. The colour, the tree, the apples are to guide us to which house, which man, which car.
Okay.
So you can you understand the tree and the apples being at the one house?
The tree, yes.
And the apples, is that at the other house?
No, there's no apples at either one.
Right. So where did the bowl of apples come from then?
I was thinking of my house here because there's a huge tree with apples.
Right. Okay. So it's your house that we're talking about then.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's your property we're talking about, but it's got something to do with the man and the car.
Okay.
Or two men and they've each got a similar car. Is that correct?
Yeah, but not at my house.
Right. So which one of there's one man and one car at your house, like neighbor.
Yes, one on each side.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we're talking about your property, and on either side of your property, there's a man that has an car that looks like an SUV.
Correct.
Okay. We got there eventually. Now let's see what we're talking about. So just to be absolutely clear, your house, neighbor one, neighbor two, each of these two neighbors have the car. So we're talking about three properties in a row. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Is there, at the front of your property, is there a strip of land or a pavement that goes across all three properties?
Yes.
And all three properties have a driveway where you park the car and they would drive the car forward across this pavement. Let's just call it a pavement.
Yes.
Is the pavement on either side of you in front of the other two properties getting cracked?
Is it getting what?
Cracked. Are there cracks appearing in this walkway?
Yes.
And it's getting worse on either side with the two cars.
On one side, the other side's not paved.
Right, okay. Does your tree, is it at the front? Would its roots go under this pavement area?
Yes.
I don't know if this is work that needs to be done, or if this is work that the one with the cracks is going to want to do. But I get the feeling somebody is thinking about fixing the pavement area and putting it along the three properties, which in itself wouldn't be a problem, except that they're going to have to dig into the ground and it's going to affect the roots of your tree. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so just be ready for that.
Okay. I got
it's going to come out of nowhere. Like I don't know what you're planning. Like here in Britain, if somebody wanted to do work like that, they would have to get planning permission from everybody living on either side. So we would get something in the post saying your neighbour's planning on digging up the pavement to put whatever down, and we would have a limited time period to object. So I get the feeling you've either had that paperwork or you're about to get that paperwork, and if you don't do whatever it is you need to do, it's going to affect your tree.
Okay.
Which is quite important. Your tree is quite important to you. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yeah. Not saying it's going to kill the tree, but I'm saying that they're going to dig deep enough to damage the roots of the tree if they go ahead and do whatever it is they're planning on doing. Or thinking. They're not planning. It hasn't got that far. They're just thinking about it. So you might want to have a conversation with the neighbours and just see what they say and put a stop to it, or get them to plan not to go down or across.
Okay. Gotcha.
Can I leave you with that?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, ladies. Well, thank you very much. Unless you've got any questions, I shall call an end there.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. So there'll just be a wee bit of brief theme music. I see we've had a lot of people chatting and watching us. If anybody would like to join us for a reading, if you want to type in the text message now before I call things down. No? Okay, everybody, thank you for watching us, and it's been a pleasure. If you want to hold on, we can have a quick chat at the end. But let me just close down the broadcast.
Thank you.